Namaskar. Helping people makes us feel really good inside, right? It's undoubtedly a great noble deed to share our time, energy, resources, or money that we have with people who are desperately in need of it. But if the help we do puts the one who receives it in trouble, how would that feel? Yes, the money that you give to help someone may attract income tax in the hands of the one who receives it. And that is a danger that happens when we do it without knowing these facts which I am about to tell. We have come across enough and more instances where many good-hearted people come forward to help the people who are in distress, who needs financial aid for medical emergencies, operations, those who lost their livelihood, those who lost their near and dear ones, and many other instances where they need help. For this, a common practice which is followed is that they create a message informing the gravity of the issue and the seriousness of the situation to other good-hearted people for collecting the money and accumulating the funds which is required for the cause. Until this point, it's a great noble act of humanity. But while doing this noble act, a majority commits a great mistake. Maybe out of ignorance or for convenience, they give the bank account number of the beneficiary, that is, the bank account number of the one for whom the amount is being collected, or the bank account number of the volunteer himself, or any of the volunteers, or the bank account number of any of the locally renowned person whom they can trust with finances that they won't misappropriate the funds which is collected. But do you know that there is a provision in Income Tax Act to tax such amounts received? As per income tax law, any amount which is received without consideration, that is, without giving anything in return, is treated as gifts received by that person. And as per the income tax provisions, if such amounts so received without consideration as gifts in aggregate exceeds rupees 50,000 in 1 year, the entire amount so received is taxable in the hands of the person who receives it. And beware, irrespective of the purpose for which such amounts are received, there is no deduction allowed from such income. That is, if we collect some funds for some medical emergencies, the amount so spent for that medical emergency is not deductible from such income, and the entire amount so collected as gifts or donations from various people will be entirely taxable in the hands of the recipient. The normal deductions which are otherwise also allowable for specific investments made or for specific expenditures made under income tax law, which is applicable for everyone, is also applicable for this income. For instance, a family is in need of rupees 15 lakhs for a kidney operation of their father, who is the breadwinner of the family, and understanding their situation, some very good-hearted people from the locality, they gathered together, they decided to create a message informing the family's situation and the need of funds. In that message, they decided to quote the bank account number of the wife of the person who is undergoing the operation, since that person cannot operate the bank account during this situation. They gave the bank account number of the wife of that person and spread the message all over in the public locality to their known persons in social media, and with the help of many good-hearted people, they were able to accumulate the funds of rupees 15 lakhs in that wife's bank account, and they were able to undergo the surgery. In this case, though the purpose is solved and the family got a new life, that 15 lakhs collected in the wife's bank account will be taxable as per income tax provisions in the hands of that wife, because that entire 15 lakhs was received without considerations from many people. Those are considered as gifts, and it is taxable as per income tax provision as income of that wife. And the danger is that 15 lakhs which they paid to the hospital for undergoing the surgery is not allowed as deduction, and the entire 15 lakhs which they received will suffer almost 2.75 lakhs of tax which they have to pay out of their own pockets. they are left with no funds. So, keeping in mind this danger, how can we do this good deed, this noble act in a proper way? The best way is to execute the whole project through a registered charitable trust or an NGO which is functioning in the locality. The volunteers who have come forward with this initiative should approach a registered charitable trust or an NGO which is registered under 12A or 12AA or 12AB of Income Tax Act, who claims income tax exemptions for the income they receive. And if the charitable trust is registered under section 80G of Income Tax Act, the amount which is donated by various donors will also get income tax exemption up to 50% of the amount donated by them while filing their income tax return. The volunteers should enter into an agreement or an arrangement with this registered charitable trust or NGO and open a separate bank account or use the existing bank account of the registered charitable trust, and they should quote the bank account number of the registered charitable trust for collecting the funds. And after receiving all the funds accumulated in the charitable trust bank account, the trust should transfer the required amount to the beneficiary or directly to the hospital to meet that expenditure. Thereby, they can save this danger. You know why this method works? Such amounts received as gifts or donations from a registered charitable trust under Income Tax Act is specifically exempt. That is, the amount so received won't be treated as taxable gifts under income tax provisions. So remember, your noble gesture to help someone should not make their lives even more troublesome than it already is. Do charity wisely. Namaskar.